My January IVF appointment is done. I met with the RE. You want to know what happened? Stay tuned. Hey guys. So on January 13th, I went to see my RE, which for those who aren't following my journey, I am currently IVF prepping, which sucks. I picked a clinic based off of all the other clinics wanted to just do the IVF. This was one of the few clinics that actually wanted to treat my endometriosis before letting me do IVF, which is fantastic, but fantastic in terms of improving my chances of success for IVF, not so much in terms of my personality and fitting my personality. So originally I was told I had to be on Vizan, which is some endo med, for 6 months. And that was supposed to stop my period, suppress the endo, and then after the 6 months we would do IVF. Well, financially, I could not afford to do it after the 6 months, so I was going to ask him if I could do it in June or July instead when I saved up the money. So we went to the appointment, and as soon as I told him, because he asked me how the Vizan was, if I had any issues, I told him about the spotting and the cramping. He said, okay, so we're going to be on the Vizan for longer. And I'm like, oh. Because what he wants is he wants me to stop spotting and stop cramping, and then 4 months later from the stopping, then I can do it. So no cramping, no spotting for 4 months. Then I can do IVF. Yeah. So the earliest I'll be able to do it, he said, is June or July, which fits with my financial timeline. But that means I have to stop spotting like by my next appointment, which is March the 2nd. So I have to stop spotting, which last time I was on the continuous birth control, I was on it for like 1.5 years, or a little over a year, and I didn't stop spotting at all. So I've only been on this for 3 months. I don't really know that it will stop, and then I don't know what happens if it won't stop. So I'm kind of in limbo still. The good news is that I did get on an IVF funding list. He told me that I cannot gain any weight and preferably lose weight. The earliest I would get funding is November. So I don't know though how everything is going to work. Next Friday they are doing a webinar. So once they do their webinar explaining everything, I'll come back and let you guys know what exactly the system is. The clinics are doing it different ways. Some clinics are doing what's called triage, where highest need comes first. So people who are pushing, like the limit I think is 42 and 364 days. So women who are pushing the max of the age, and I don't know what else other requirements there are, but so like the triage system, they put the highest need first. So someone like me who's only 28, they're probably not going to put me at the front of the line, especially when we're still treating my endo. We can't do anything until I treat my endo. So even if come November I get funding, if my endo is not being treated, I don't know what's going to happen. The other way they're doing it is first come, first serve. So first on the list, first get funding. That would be my ideal way of doing it because I'm now on the list. So at least I know, okay, well, when my time comes up, my time comes up. The third way that people are doing it is lottery based, where it's just totally random. They pick names out of a hat, I guess. I don't know. Some clinics are doing a combination, so they're doing like the triage system, but anyone that's not getting in the triage is getting, like they have certain many spots for the triage system and so many spots for lottery. But like I said, I don't know how my clinic's doing it, so I have to wait until they do the webinar, and then hopefully all that will be explained. But he said November at the very earliest would be the possible for me to get funding. But really I need to set a point where if I don't get funding, this is the point where I'm going to pay for it. And I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know if that's going to be before November or after November. At this point, I don't think I'm going to have IVF done before November. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to because of the endo. So it would be nice, but looks like November is probably the earliest. Which isn't horrible because it gives me more time to lose weight, and it gives me more time to save more money. Financially, I'll probably have enough money in June or July, depending on my tax return. It could be even sooner than that. But then after that, I'm going to just basically be saving for whatever. I'll have to go back to work in August or September because my unemployment runs out, so I need money to pay my bills. But the good thing with living with my parents is I can work full time but not pay rent. So the majority of my pay will still be being saved. So even if I only work for 2 or 3 months before doing the IVF, it allows me to save up 2 or 3 months worth of money to put towards maternity leave, to put towards baby stuff, put towards the IVF, and whatnot. The other thing is it also helps me build up maternity leave hours. I need I think it's 600 hours for maternity leave within 52 weeks of me starting my maternity leave. So having that extra couple months beforehand means I can work less, or if say my first trimester is horrible, I can go back to work later, as long as financially I can do it. One thing I'm thinking about doing is to go to Dog Scout Camp this summer, because with timeline now, I won't be able to go next summer, and my plan originally was to skip this summer and go next summer. And I also think with IVF being minimum 10 months away, 10, 11 months away, I need to find a way to keep living without just putting my life on hold because of the IVF. Because the camp, it's camping. It's not that expensive. It's just, that's some money. But for me to be able to do that, have something to look forward to, compared to just sitting around waiting for IVF, doing nothing, I think might help me. Because of my uterus, they will be doing a mock transfer. He said maybe in June or July, do the mock transfer. For those that don't know, they basically do it like an IUI, but they do it the same way as they would transferring the embryo, just without an embryo. They do it to make sure that they can figure out where to put the embryo. I have a bicornuate uterus, a heart-shaped uterus, so this will give them the chance to see, okay, well, when we're transferring the embryo, we want to go to this side or that side, or we want to put it where they want to put it, to give it the best chance of implantation. So we're going to do that hopefully in the summer. But yeah, he said that once I am ready to go, I need 1 month off the Vizan, 1 cycle off the Vizan. So if I go off and then my period starts, I can start the cycle next period. So that's not too bad. And cost-wise, it's not too bad. It's still, he said, about $3,000 for meds, $5,500 for the cycle, and then $275 for storage. And then I don't think he mentioned freezing, but he said to budget for $9,000. I'm going to try for $10,000 just because I know things come up, and I also know that I need $500-$600 for donor sperm. So I have a little bit more that I need. So he said budget for $9. I'll do $10. But now with the extra months, honestly, money is no longer going to be the factor. It's going to be what's happening with my endo, because like I said, I could get funding and still not be able to do it because if my endo is not under control. So, my next appointment's March 2nd. I'm going to check, I'm possibly going to email them tonight if I remember, to see what happens if I don't stop spotting and cramping. Do we move on to a different medication? Do we go ahead with it anyway? Or am I SOL and need to find a clinic that will do it? I want to know now, if it doesn't stop. Because like I said, with the continuous birth control, I never stop spotting. And I stopped cramping a bit, but I never stopped spotting. So I just don't want to be sitting around waiting another year just to be told that, well, you're never going to stop and therefore you can't do it. So anyway, I think that's it. I'm trying to think of anything else. So I talked about the mock transfer, funding, the waiting. I just hate waiting. I mean, it'll all work out and whatnot. The benefit to funding is I would have all this money saved and then get funding, and then it's going to cost me less than $5,000 with funding. I just have to pay for meds, storage, and sperm. ICSI's included, the procedures included, and freezing's included. And it also includes future transfers. So if the first transfer fails, I just have to pay for meds for the other transfers. So that's beneficial. But then again, if I do the IVF paying for it, and it fails, if I'm still on the funding list, I could possibly do another transfer later or another cycle later. They also do pay for transfers. If you've already done an IVF, they'll pay for transfers too. So thanks guys for sticking with me on this journey of delays. Like, it's coming up to 3 years now, and it's just crazy because I don't feel like I've done anything. Like, okay, so I did 13 TTC cycles, and that's like it in 3 years. It's all been a lot of waiting, and you guys have stuck with me. How nice of you guys. Thanks for supporting me. I promise eventually I'll get to do IVF. It's just a matter of when my body decides to not bleed. And he said, like, I should have stopped spotting, like, 2 months. And I'm now 3 months in. Stupid endo. Endo sucks, guys. It really, really does. It messes up so much. So much. I don't want to switch clinics, because I don't think it'll succeed unless my endo's good. But there's got to be a point, right, where the doctor's like, oh, well, you're still spotting, we'll still do it. Or is he just going to want me to wait and wait and wait? And I think he wants me to wait for funding. He doesn't get it. I don't care. Just let me do the IVF. I'll pay for it. I just don't want to sit around forever. Funding would be nice, but without being told, okay, you're going to have funding for... Say they told me, okay, you're going to have funding for January 2017. Your cycle will be January 2017, and it will be funded. Fine. Fine with me. I will wait it out till January 2017. But to be like, maybe November at the earliest, just doesn't work for me. I need like a set date. A set date saying, okay, you will get to do IVF here. Instead of this, let's see, first it was April, then it was June, July, now it's November. Like, I need a set date. Set date, this is when you get to do it. The end. That's what I need. I don't do well with the unknown. So hopefully if I don't get to do IVF in 2016, hopefully I get to do it in 2017. Which isn't that bad, because even if I did IVF in June or July, compared to November, that's only like, what, 3 months? So August, September, October, that's only 3 months. So it's only 3 months longer. My kid will still be born in 2017. And I wouldn't mind having a summer baby. It also gives me more time to save up so that way I can stay in the city with my clinic instead of driving 2 hours each way to do all my appointments. So, yeah. But I don't do well with waiting. Don't do well with waiting. It sucks. Sucks to be told, basically, you need to wait. You cannot do IVF. You have to wait. And wait, and wait, and wait, until your body decides to be smarter. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe so you can follow me on this journey, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to post them down below. Thanks for watching. I shall see you guys later. Bye, guys. It's the second week of January. Are you as excited as I am to find out how I did for my second week of weight loss? Keep watching and you'll find out.